Under the sunny skies of South Georgia, we welcome you in to Saturday Night League One Soccer on ESPN+. Plenty of people with Georgia on their mind this weekend, and we're happy you joined us here in Statesboro, where it's Portland Hearts of Pine and Tormenta FC getting ready to tee off against one another for the first goals when Tormenta is on the pitch. The man who is the calm in the middle of the storm, the steady hand, the steady left foot, Mason Tunbridge. 3 goals in 4 appearances in the league this season. That is tied for second in League One coming into tonight's match, as he earned his second Team of the Week honors for a standout performance last week against Chattanooga Red Wolves in a 2-2 draw for Tormenta. The Englishman certainly off to a strong start this season. The 2025 expansion club in Portland Hearts of Pine, they've had a stodgier start to life in League One. Those 16 goals I mentioned about Tormenta games, well, Portland has yet to see a single goal on either end in 2 of their League One games so far. 0-0 score lines, and it's been a story of missed chances so far this season. But if there's a man who is going to break that, who's going to score the first league goal in Portland's club history, you might want to look no further than Azad Liadi. He tallied 7 times when he played for South Georgia Tormenta FC back in 2021. A fantastic season. He's been around the block, and he's on loan from Lexington this season, where he stepped into Portland Hearts of Pines up top, and he's already netted twice in the Open Cup. So if you're looking for a man to score that first goal in Portland League history, it might just be Liadi tonight against his former team. South Georgia Tormenta FC hosting Portland Hearts of Pine. We got starting lineups and kickoff coming up right after this short break.
I need to try it first.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
A little comfort is knowing someone's there for you. There for your business. There for your community in good times and in bad. With preparation, hard work, and relentless determination. At Georgia Power, we're there when you need us most. We're here for Georgia, and we're here for you.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
Tormenta Stadium in Statesboro, Georgia, 67 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and a beautiful Saturday night for some League One soccer. My name is Parker Johnson. Happy to have you with us for South Georgia Tormenta versus Portland Hearts of Pine. Portland still looking for that first goal, that first win in the league. Here are our starting lineups. We start with Tormenta, and their lineup is brought to you by Optum Sports Medicine. Honestly, the biggest change to note here is not in the lineup, but in the technical area. Head coach Ian Cameron, a man synonymous with Tormenta FC, is finishing up his A coaching license this weekend. So Jordan Bell, head assistant and goalkeeper coach, stepping in for South Georgia Tormenta. And for the visitors, Portland Hearts of Pine in that beautiful Bandits kit, white with the red hearts. This is their starting lineup, a 4-4-2 for Bobby Murphy, and he's made a couple big changes as well. You'll notice Jake Keegan in up top, And in goal for the first time this season, it's Cash Oladapo coming in for Hunter Morse between the sticks. So some big calls made there by Bobby Murphy. You do have to remember that these are two teams with third round of the Open Cup coming up in the midweek next week. So definitely an eye on those games as we look at sort of the availability of the two rosters heading into this one. But an important match nonetheless in league play. Portland still looking for those first goal of their season, the first win in League One play. Tormenta, meanwhile, 1 win, 2 losses, 1 draw in a topsy-turvy start to the 2025 season. We are underway from Statesboro. Parker Johnson here with you on ESPN+. So glad that you joined us tonight in front of a loud and excited crowd in South Georgia, hoping for similar dramatics that they've seen from Tormenta in the first few games of the league, but hopefully a scoreline that is more in their favor. Last week it was a 2-2 draw with Chattanooga Red Wolves. They saved all the drama for the second half in that one. We already have a quick foul, a quick whistle, and a player down. Gabriel Cabral, the Tormenta captain. He and Aaron Walker, the player coach, who is back in the starting lineup today. They are two of the main leaders in this team through the midfields. Walker back in the starting lineup today. You'll see him out there on the wing as South Georgia Tormenta a little bit short-handed from the start. They still don't have the usual starting wingers, Jonathan Yanjo and Niall Reed-Stevens, who provided some real threat for them on the flanks in the opening couple games of the season, and looked like they were going to be real building blocks for this team under Ian Cameron. They've been managing injuries themselves, and again, Jordan Bell told me he's kind of got that eye on their Open Cup match as well. Didn't want to rush them back for this match. They do have Reed-Stevens available from the bench tonight. However, Nianjo did not make the squad, so it's going to be Aaron Walker, who you see at the bottom of your picture backpedaling, and Handwala Buana getting his second start of the season. A very similar lineup to what they rolled out last week against Chattanooga. On the flip side, 5 changes for Bobby Murphy. You see Michel Punengeron helping build the ball out of the back here for the visitors. It'll be interesting to see who shapes up where. At the moment, it looks like Camacho, who's advancing further into the left back position, and now it's Keegan trying to latch on to the long ball. Had plenty of space in behind, and I think Tormenta convinced that he was offside, but we'll never know as the ball went all the way back to Austin Pack. Run on a play in front of Camacho and a throw to South Georgia. Cash Oladapo, the man in goal for Portland tonight, inviting some token pressure from Yaniv Bozzini and striding forward with confidence as a player who comes out of the college ranks, the Portland Pilots. And no, not Portland, Maine. That would be Portland, Oregon, who Mainers will be quick to tell you is not the original Portland. But Oladapo gets the nod between the sticks tonight. First time this season that it won't be Hunter Morse back there, who has drawn plenty of acclaim be it from head coach Bobby Murphy or some of his teammates as well. Really impressed with the way that he stepped in, coming in straight out of college as well. A couple of young goalkeepers who, as we can see tonight, still sort of fighting for that starting shirt. And it's not as if Morse did anything wrong through those first couple of games. Been saying it since our open, but Portland, yeah, they haven't scored a goal yet in League One this season. They also haven't conceded one. Pair of 0-0 draws. He also got another shutout in the Open Cup in their first round matchup against CD Filense, and did a pretty stellar job helping them win a penalty kick shootout in the second round as well. So only one goal conceded, and it was from a set piece in those 4 matches in all competitions for that stingy Portland back line. Which style will play out tonight? That is kind of the big question between the high-flying Tormenta and the more reserved Portland side. Oscar Jimenez getting pack a touch in the early going, and he sprays it long too. Gabriel Alves. Brazilian left back, he's settled in very well so far for Tormenta. He plays it forward to Yaniv Bazzini, looking for an option in the box. Walker, tap down, Tunbridge! And Tormenta on the board first. 4th of the season for Tunbridge. A classy layoff from Aaron Walker. Beautifully done by Tormenta. They've taken out the corner flag in the process. And Portland conceding their first goal of the league campaign. How about the decision from Aaron Walker? Never a doubt in his mind that he'd lay that one off instead of putting his laces through it. And Tunbridge feeling the defender, spinning, swiveling, and down into the corner at close range. Bazzini with the pre-assist into Walker. A great team goal from Jordan Bell's men. He just can't stop scoring, Mason Tunbridge. Seems to always be in those important areas for Tormenta in that free number 10 role underneath the striker. Tonight, it's Bazzini up top. And he could just feel it as soon as he realized Bazzini is the one filling in that channel down the wing, running towards the end line. He knows that his presence is so important inside the box. He's that late runner, and Walker with the intelligence, such an experienced player and unselfish, finds the man in form, Tunbridge. Very well worked from Tormenta, catching the Hearts of Pine out early on the road. All of a sudden facing a game state that they have only seen for a couple minutes all season. Bazzini trying to make it worse. A botched clearance. Bawana on it, juggling, shooting. Problems for Portland at the back. Not punished by Bawana, but another warning sign from the Ibises. Bawana still finding his form after a couple of years on the sidelines. Some extensive injury problems, and he's found a home at South Georgia. Made it all the way to MLS in the first team of Seattle Sounders. As there is a brief whistle here from the referee, but play allowed to resume. Walker helping out defensively. That's one of the advantages to starting him in that right midfield, right wing position. He offers a lot more protection for Oscar Jimenez back there, but it's knocked off of him for a corner. So this will be the first good attacking chance of the night for Portland Hearts of Pine, to be served in here by Evan Southern. Right on the 6-yard box, headed away by Prepelica. Restored to the lineup tonight after serving red card suspension. Walker heads away. Buwana kept in by Tunbridge, but only down towards the corner, where it is retrieved by Jaden Jones-Riley for the Hearts. Punengeron. Now Vinberg. Long. And kept in play on the far side by Jaden Jones-Riley. Tapped on by Pack. Kept alive and cleared by Prepelica. The stumble from Camacho giving some reprieve to the Tormenta back line, holding on to an early 1-0 lead gifted by Mason Tunbridge. His 4th goal of the season. If you joined us a little late here, it was Tormenta striking first. Portland did trail briefly in their 2nd round Open Cup match against Hartford Athletic. That game went to extra time, tied at 0, and Hartford did find a goal in extra time in that game, but there was a response from the Hearts of Pine before they forced a penalty kick shootout in that match, but really didn't trail for more than about 10 minutes of that one. In the league, as we said, it's been 2 0-0 results, so this is an unfamiliar position for this team to be behind and chasing a goal for a large portion of a game. We'll see how quickly they could possibly respond. And for Tormenta, can they control the game from a leading game state? Mentioned the chaos at both ends for them in their 4 matches this season. You could extend that to Open Cup as well. Very wild 3-2 result against Foro SC was their last triumph. Buwana trying to maneuver his way through, did draw some contact and wins a foul for Tormenta in the defensive half.
Go ahead. Keep it moving.
Can't keep it in play up the far side. You can see the patterns developing for Tormenta in possession. It will be a finely balanced duel. Tormenta have the ball at the back. That's where Portland Hearts of Pine usually like to press. That's the style employed by Bobby Murphy. Regaining it high up the pitch, knowing when to pressure, and moving it forward quickly. So far, Tormenta have been able to play through the lines very well. They have an attacking set piece here. Hopefully we'll see Mason Tunbridge gets some new boots at halftime. Your man's got 4 goals this season. I think we could hook him up with a working set of shoes. Got some tape on that right cleat there. But certainly hasn't stopped him early on tonight. 15th minute set piece for Tormenta. The Englishman lifts his right arm. Great ball towards the penalty area. Punched by Oladapo. Alves. Bawana looking dangerous, and his pass out of the reach of Bazzini, which is saying something. The 6'1" Israeli forward with some very long limbs, adept at poking the ball in the back of the net. Did it amid some stiff competition from Sebastian Vivas. And speaking of stiff competition, a heavy challenge coming in. That is Alon Dre, given a yellow card for taking down Mickey Riley. You can see how quickly Portland looked to break, the pressure they try to put on, especially when there's any kind of bouncing ball, any kind of indecision moments. You'll see it here, the header back from Simba. I think Prepelica frustrated. He felt like he was sent to the ground. Here's the first part of it. This is what I mean. It's a light touch there from Riley, who keeps going, and then it looked like Jackson Simba Kasanzu, who was the one who got more contact on Riley than Dre did. But it is Riley, I believe, it is Dre who went in the book. Free kick to the Hearts. Can't beat the first man in Walker. That is a wasted opportunity for the visitors. So important that they capitalize on those dead ball situations. We did get word that that yellow card was changed. So not Dre, it is Kasanzu who picks that one up. Part of the reason for that initial reaction from Alon Dre, who sticks his foot in again, and he did win the ball, but it goes right back to Riley. Spots the through pass, looking for Keegan. Kasanzu doing his best to clean it up. Tormenta still with work to do here. Pack going low out of the back, and didn't really appear that Dre was ready for it, but he's done his best. Jimenez now playing centrally, the lofted ball headed through by Cabral. Tormenta living dangerously, and now they go long. It's Tunbridge, how's his touch? Crowded out here by Shandon Wright, and he wins the ball cleanly from him. Tormenta seeking a second. Tunbridge over the head of Bawana, beating Portland in some ways at their own game. A long ball, handled very well by Tunbridge, not once but twice. Just unable to get that back post connection, but it all comes from playing some risky passes out of the back. That's that Tormenta style. Game on a knife's edge in the early going as Liati trying to get himself involved, the former Georgia Southern Eagle. They play not a couple miles away from Tormenta Stadium, and one of the major supporters groups for the Ibises is the GSU flight crew, which was started by Georgia Southern students trying to get the youth and the college demographic involved and active at these Tormenta home games. Always a vocal presence here in Statesboro. And they saw Liati playing in college and then making his way to the pro ranks with Tormenta as well. An outstanding 2021 campaign, 7 goals, 8 assists. So he certainly knows what it feels like to score at this stadium. And here he is on the ball, Azad Liati. 2 goals in the Open Cup for Hearts. Drops it back to Punenjaron. Trinidadian midfielder, club's first signing. taking it forward and out to Camacho. Filling at left back today for Nathan Messer, who didn't make the starting lineup. Mangeron dropping in amongst the back line, allowing Jones Riley to make his way forward up the right side. Likewise, Camacho on the left. It's Vinberg carrying through. Best sequence of possession there for Portland in the early going, but it doesn't harm Tormenta on this occasion. Tireless running up top from Riley. Slid away by Jones Riley, and the offside flag up against Tormenta. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Jones Riley testing Kasanzu. Langlois sticking his foot in. It falls to Tunbridge. Kasanzu nicely done with Cabral. Bouncing pass out to Alves. One this time. Kasanzu got lucky on the slip from Liati. Skews the ball out of play. But again, Tormenta committed to the principles. Notice in the game last week, I was calling their match against Chattanooga Red Wolves, and in the opening stages of that game, they sent it long a little bit more than usual. As Bazzini striding through, getting the better of Vinberg. Top of the box, Tunbridge. Not on the same page as Bawana. A few times we've said that in the opening quarter of this game tonight. 22nd minute from Tormenta Stadium. That is your lone goal scorer, Mason Tunbridge. 4th of the season, assisted by Aaron Walker. If you joined us a little bit late tonight, perhaps some people who were tuned into that Naples and Richmond match that's at halftime right now. Talk about an expansion club off to a flying start. FC Naples at the top of the table and extending that advantage so far against the Kickers. Whipped in by Portland, heads rising. Liati can't come down with it. Heavy pressure on Aaron Walker, who wasn't pleased, but Tormenta able to get it away. Very good service in, begging for a headed finish. You'll see Jordan Bell just in the bottom left side of your picture. He is the fill-in coach tonight with Ian Cameron off finishing up his A coaching license. He is in Wales right now, and according to Jordan Bell, we see a big clash there between Walker and Mickey Riley. It's been everywhere for the Hearts so far. Jordan Bell told me that Ian Cameron will, of course, be very locked into this, but also enjoying the Masters from afar this weekend. A big golf fan, somebody who's practicing his swing every day at training, in addition to dishing out the instructions to the Tormenta players. Bell said he wasn't looking forward to the Masters quite as much as his Scottish compatriot Ian Cameron, but he did back Rory McIlroy in that prediction, looking pretty good so far here on Saturday on moving day. The Hearts working through the lines. Contact just inside the box. The whistle has gone. awaiting a signal from the referee. And this, I think, will be a penalty to Portland. Prepelica unhappy. It was Kasanzu who got caught, and we've mentioned the high pressure and the running from Mickey Riley that has been so effective in these opening 25 minutes. It's him yet again causing problems for Kasanzu, who stepped in, and we do have confirmation. This is a penalty kick for Portland. A massive opportunity to strike their first goal of the 2025 League One season, which of course would be the first goal in club history in the league. Here's a look at the contact. Bear in mind that the 18-yard box, if a foul happens on that white line, it counts as inside the penalty area. So to me, that's what it looks like, right on that line. Kasanzu doesn't get the ball, and in the referee's eyes, Stern Bream pointing to the spot. Azad Liadi did not take long to go ahead and grab that football and start thinking about where he wants to put this penalty. Now, here is the other question. Kasanzu was issued a yellow card earlier. Could this be potentially a second yellow card situation? The referee, obviously, first priority, just making sure that Kasanzu is okay as he receives the attention from the training staff. But sometimes you see that situation where a referee is waiting to award a card to the player, and they wait until they get up out of respect. I just have half a mind where I'm a bit curious to see if there would be any further punishment in this case. Kasanzu, thankfully, helped back to his feet. Looks like referee is not going to issue any further punishment. Tormenta may be forced into an early switch here. They do have some options on the bench. They've got Tabo Nare, a center back, and Finley O'Brien. They also got Callum Stretch on the bench, who started the last match against Red Wolves when Prepelica was suspended, so he would probably be the first option. But our first order of business will be a penalty kick for Portland. And there you see number 6, Callum Stretch, coming on for Tormenta. So that is the choice from Jordan Bell. He had to do it. Kasanzu cannot continue. And his last action of the match was to give away this penalty kick. Portland was in a penalty shootout against Hartford Athletic in the second round of the Open Cup, and that is how they advanced. Azad Liadi, the former Georgia Southern man and the former Tormenta forward, steps up from the spot. Liadi saved by Pack. He dove to his right, and he was able to stick his foot back out and save the penalty down the middle from Liadi. Outstanding stop from Austin Pack. Tormenta trying to clear the ball away. Still a chance maybe for Portland. Jones Riley looking for the end line. It's back off of him and a goal kick, and now Pack can celebrate. A huge moment in this match to keep it 1-0. And look at the left foot. Liadi so confidently waiting for him to dive, and if it had been any slower, Pack might have dove past it. The margins are so slim. And nobody knows it better than Pack in the last match. Chattanooga Red Wolves scored both their goals from the penalty spot. He dove the right way both times and wasn't able to make a save. This time, he dives Liotti down the middle, and he still makes the stop. Simply outstanding from the Georgia native, Austin Pack. A yellow card coming out here. Looks like Jaden Jones-Riley, perhaps for something he said here. The 23-year-old out of Tallahassee. Starting it right back, and now another conversation to be had between Stern Bream, our referee, and a couple players here on the far side. Riley being told to take the throw in further back, and we understand that it was 2 yellow cards given out there. 1 to Jones Riley and 1 to Handwala Buana of Tormenta. So still trying to figure out exactly what happened there, but we will keep you abreast as we get our housekeeping taken care of. Either way, the ball back into play. Pack, dangerous, Liotti off the post! And Pack makes the second save from Riley. 2 huge missed opportunities for Portland to score their first goal in the league. And Pack took a whack to the knee in the process. This was on the first one, I think, when Liotti caught him up. His first touch was good, but then he hesitates to take another, and he was able to stick his leg out just in time to make it difficult on Azad Liotti, but surely he must be converting that opportunity. Agony for Portland as they still await their first league goal, and this is a huge concern now for Tormenta. Walker trying to regroup his team. Player coach role certainly acting as the latter here in this Tormenta huddle. Man, absolute scenes of chaos at Tormenta Stadium. An early goal from Mason Tunbridge, and it's been Tormenta hanging on ever since. The penalty saved by Austin Pack. He nearly gives it away and lets Liotti make up for that penalty miss. But it strikes the upright, and Tormenta able to get away with it. Well, we wondered before the match if it would be a case of the lots of goals scored and lots of goals conceded from Tormenta, or if it'll be another one of those 0-0 results for Portland. And Tormenta's style seems to be taking a hold of this game, this absolute chaos. But the home side still in front. And the best news of all for them is that Pack appears to be okay. Plenty of leg on this punt. And it's his saves that are keeping them in front here. Liotti will certainly be kicking himself, but he's got 57 more minutes to put it right. Although I'm sure for those Portland fans watching from Brickyard Hollow at the official watch party and Dirigo Union gathered at Bayside Bowl tonight. The wait feels endless as they search again for response, thwarted by Tormenta. Punancharon heading it on. Riley industrious as ever. Keegan on the pressure now. It's been pretty anonymous in the early going here. Bazzini tracking it down. No nonsense from Shandon Wright. Ten minutes to go in the first half. Oscar Jimenez working up the sideline with Walker. Goes down lightly. There was a little bit of contact, but I think the referee suggesting that he was making the most of it.
They tasted fine the first time, but the second time, not so good.
Finberg has Keegan in the middle. Drawing the foul from Jimenez. Jake Keegan's next goal would be a big milestone. He's sitting on third place in League One history with his 30 goals in the league. Next one would tie Garrett McLaughlin in second place, the forward Madison man who did not play last night as the Mingos got a 1-1 draw on the road against Charlotte. So those two will be going at it certainly all season long. It's a long way to catch Emiliano Terzaghi in first place, of course, but given his standout goal scoring record, second place a pretty good prize when it comes to USL League One goal scoring history. Juan Galindres in the conversation as well. He is just one behind Keegan. Liotti keeping it alive for Southern. And in comes the head of Prepelica as we will get some attention for Liotti. And the referee looks like has gone back to award the foul for Portland. Waiting to see if that play developed at all. USL kicks off Sunday on the CBS Sports Network. The Birmingham Legion will try to derail the fast-starting El Paso Locomotive. April 13th at 5 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. That is tomorrow. Big one coming up. You got a pretty notable Birmingham Legion alum, Mikey Lopez, in the Portland squad. He's on the bench today. So we saw that yellow card handed out, and the free kick on the way for Portland. Southern serves. Shot coming in. Pack. Strong hands. It was Finberg who had the shot at it, and Pack still a bit gimpy after the collision with Liotti. Those two have been at the center of everything tonight. Going back to that last foul, it was Anatolia Prepelica awarded the yellow card from Tormenta. His third already this season. Just coming back from a red card suspension. Oladapo has spotted the quick ball out to Liotti. Positive first touch, but just a bit too much. For Prepelica, that's the 51st yellow card of his professional career. He's managed that in less than 150 appearances. More than one yellow card every 3 matches for the Moldovan center half. And we found out this week that picking up yellow cards is not his only talent. The Tormenta team did their player initiations for all the new players this season, which is a lot for Tormenta. They turned over 76% of their minutes from last year. So all the players have to get up after dinner on the first road match of the season, taking place in Chattanooga. And you can imagine Anatolia Prepelica, 6'4", in Jordan Bell's words, as tall as he is wide, a mighty brute. And he bursts out John Legend, all of me, in an operatic performance for the ages. Jordan Bell said he felt like the lights were dim, everybody's phone flashlights were out. He almost fell in love with the big guy, who certainly caught his teammates by surprise with his singing and supposedly his dancing skills as well in that initiation ritual. There he is, Prepelica. Not the man you'd expect, but if you need a Sonato, look no further than Mr. Prepelica. And if you need a yellow card, he can certainly supply those as well. A little bit of contact with Tunbridge and Vinberg. Portland trying to play it out.
Go on, Jay. Run him, Jay. Go on, Jay.
Only a couple of really big chances to speak of for Tormenta. One of those converted into that goal, but it's been slim picking since then. A couple of other quick breaks that have caused some issues, but it's been Portland who've looked far more likely to equalize. A little bit of frustration in possession as Bobby Murphy sounding out to his team. Very rotated unit tonight. Five changes from their last league match against Spokane, and just an incredible amount of travel that the Hearts have gone through. They played the Open Cup in the midweek, then they travel across the country to Spokane, a 15-hour journey through multiple stops. Play that, grind out a 0-0 result in that one, producing just .09 XG. Never really had much chance to win it. As Liati bringing it down in the box. There's a little bit of contact there as Riley goes down trying to provide some support. Slip more than anything, and Liati bounces it off the defender for a corner. All they're missing there is Prepelica on the vocals. Drumline certainly doing their part. Wonderful atmosphere tonight in Statesboro. On Masters Night, they are offering some Azalea drink specials. And on that note, we do have some Masters-related trivia coming your way at halftime. So don't rush away from your device too fast. We know you won't be going anywhere here before this corner, as our referee just making sure to have a little talking to. Alondre and Liati called over. Evan Southern and our assistant referee over by the corner flag having a chuckle about how long this corner has taken to get into play. And finally, here it comes from Southern. Maybe had to think about it a little too long. It bounces once out to the top of the box. Jones-Riley requiring a header from Prepelica. Punancharon. Dangerous ball, but nobody home for Portland. It's almost like they all gathered at the penalty spot, and it was hit towards the backside of the 6-yard box. So Jimenez happy to let it go out of play. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Bazzini wins the throw, as we are hearing that it will be 6 minutes of first half stoppage time. Most of that coming between, I think, the last corner kick and then certainly the penalty kick incident that included a long injury attention to Jackson Kasanzu, who was unable to continue. We also had Austin Pack, who got some treatment earlier, so some summation of all that, getting us to about 6 minutes of stoppage time. More time for Portland to possibly level this thing up before halftime, but not with a ball like that. Alves happy to see it back to his goalkeeper. Pack with a delicate pass out to Jimenez. Oladapo. Angeron finds Riley. Now Jake Keegan eyeing the back post. Another header from Prepelica, who has won all of his aerial duels tonight. The pressure continuing for Portland. First pro soccer team ever in the state of Maine doing the Pine Tree State. Very proud, certainly in the Open Cup, as Liotti bangs it, just missing the near post.
6 minutes of extra time.
You can feel the outburst, the tension in his body. The former Tormenta player who's had his penalty saved, who struck the post, and a rueful shake of the head. He's forcing it at the near post. Interested to see just how close he came here. Knows he's got the beating of Prepelica, who can't touch him. He's on a yellow. And that often is the best place to beat the goalkeeper from such a tight angle. But the margin of error very slim on a shot like that. It does go wide of Pack's near post. Ollie Wright, the number 10 for Portland, said in an interview that he knows that Liotti has these moments of magic in him. Tunbridge taking a tumble just inside the penalty area. Referee all over it, no penalty awarded. As Prepelica steps in and does not allow Liotti any room up the touchline. Wright, who played alongside Liotti, Huntsville City FC. They had that experience of playing in a team in its first year of existence in MLS Next Pro in that case. And he's said he's seen it all from Liotti in terms of his ability to finish. Just hasn't quite been on display tonight. Bazzini did well to pressure Wright, who is able to save the corner kick, but it will be a throw for Tormenta. Dying moments of our first half. They want the foul throw, claiming that it wasn't taken all the way back over his head before it was tossed in by Tormenta. But in any case, results in a goal kick for the visitors.
Go on, Mickey. Go on, Mickey. See the line. See the line. Can't be loose, Ev. Tight. Don't let it out. Good. Walk up.
Tense finish to the first half. Both teams trying to avoid a bad mistake at this time. It's Pack narrowly escaping the pressure from Liotti. And Cabral interfered with by the referee. Long ball looking for Bazzini. Trying to cause a problem for Vinberg, who's equal to it. Stretch has settled in nicely. A mid-first half substitution needed for Jackson Kasanzu. Unfortunately, suffered an injury blow as he gave away the penalty kick that would be saved by Austin Pack. Bobby Murphy helping his team get back onto it, and he will have a halftime talk to give with his team trailing 1-0. Mason Tunbridge, our first half goal scorer here in Statesboro. Homestanding Tormenta up 1-0 on visiting Portland Hearts of Pine, still searching for their first goal in League One history. Been an exciting first 45. But we've got a great halftime show ahead, and we've got some Masters-themed trivia coming up, so don't want to miss it right here on ESPN+.
Hi, I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children, and we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
I need to try it first.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
Fans in Statesboro treated to an exciting first half, and their home team in front at the turn. 1-0 South Georgia Tormenta ahead of Portland Hearts of Pine. A few visitors making the trip down, it looks like, as well. See a couple Portland jerseys. Now, coming up for Tormenta on the home schedule, the return of one of the fan favorite promos, that is Paws and Claws Night. There you can see young Rudy there, and much like him, there will be adoptable pets who will be available for the fans before kickoff with the support of the Humane Society. and discounted drinks all night in that one as well. That's against Greenville Triumph in the Jägermeister Cup. And of course, not the only big event going on in Georgia this weekend. 82 miles north of there is Augusta National. We got Georgia on our mind. State delegate. That is South Georgia Tormenta, the only team representing the Peach State in the U.S. Open Cup this year. They're still alive in the third round as well. And they've got a matchup with Charleston Battery that we'll talk about a little bit coming up. 9 of their first 12 games have been in the home state of Georgia. And they got 6 Georgia natives on the roster as well, including Aaron Walker, who's got a goal and an assist in the last couple of games for the Georgia Pro soccer team here in Statesboro. Now, I teased it for you, and we will leave you. Region 1 is in the UEFA region, so I'll let you think about it. We'll give you the answer when we come back from this short break. We're in the clubhouse, 1-0. Tormenta leading Portland Hearts of Pine.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
A little comfort is knowing someone's there for you. There for your business. There for your community in good times and in bad. With preparation, hard work, and relentless determination. At Georgia Power, we're there when you need us most. We're here for Georgia, and we're here for you.
All right, welcome back to halftime in Statesboro, Georgia. We gave you this trivia question before the break. Besides the United States, name the 2 countries who are represented by athletes on Week 6 standings, presented by Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. And it's FC Naples, who come into the week already top of the table. They're taking on Richmond Kickers, who are number 2. And the latest I saw, they were doing very well in the lead there. Our 2 teams on display tonight, South Georgia Tormenta, come into tonight's action in 9th, although they've already played 4 matches. And Portland Hearts of Pine still looking for that first win, 2 points after 2 tough road games. I think they will end up climbing a little higher in the table once those. What Tormenta and what Portland Hearts of Pine have coming up after this. Here are some highlights from Tormenta's last match against Foro SC. This thing was dramatic. It went all the way to the end. What you're watching is the second half stoppage time with the game at 2-2. Sebastian Vivas scoring the game-winning goal, and they advance. They will take on Charleston Battery on the road at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. And on the other side of things, Portland Hearts of Pine, they may be winless in the league, but they're 2-0 in the Open Cup. They defeated CD Filense in the first round, and then this dramatic goal from Jake Keegan to level things in extra time, sending the crowd crazy in Lewiston, Maine. Evan Southern converts the game-winning penalty kick in front of a raucous crowd. This is actually about an hour away from Fitzpatrick Stadium, which will be the future home of the Portland Hearts of Pine. That stadium still being finished as they await their league home opener. But they've advanced to the third round, where they will take on Rhode Island FC. 1-0 your halftime score. We appreciate you sticking around with us for the halftime show. Second half, not far away on a beautiful night in South Georgia.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your childcare needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
I need to try it first.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Almost time for the second half here at Tormenta Stadium. Just replenishing the food supply there in the drum line. And they will need it, as I'm sure there is a lot more action in store here in the second 45. But first, we're going to take a look back at the story of the first half. How did he able to stay in front of Georgia's box? Talk about a man who has been active and put himself about in the first half. Certainly on the unfortunate end of a couple of those highlights, but proving that he is certainly a nuisance and a danger to the back line of the team tonight for soccer. About 65 degrees at kickoff. It's cooled off slightly since then. Truly one of the best times of year in the Southeast. Straight away, Yaniv Bazzini shown a yellow card to start the second half inside of a minute. He's never shy about getting stuck into a tackle. You saw him take a couple of bumps before that, and then it's that intentional get back, and I think Liotti's made a little bit more of that than perhaps there was, but understand the referee's decision as a foul given right back by Tormenta. And Bawana, who did go into the book in the first half, we believe for dissent, gives away the foul here, so he's got to be careful. Evan Southern standing over the free kick here. He's got some company as well. Whipped in. A strong header from Callum Stretch, the first half substitute. Returned by Portland. Prepolita not once but twice. And the referee waving on the medical staff as he believed there was possibility of a head injury to Prepolita. Seemed to be clutching his chest more than anything. He has been immense in the air tonight, gobbling up every single aerial crossing opportunity, and there have been some good ones sent in by Hearts of Pine. See him in action once again. They've gotten a bit of a bump from Liati, who, as we expressed coming out of halftime, has been involved in just about every way you could imagine, outside of completing a ton of passes. Jake Ben Dixon, the head athletic trainer, he's been a busy man tonight. Jordan Bell, the fill-in coach, will certainly be hoping that Prepolita is good to continue. They already had to sub out Simba Kasanzu, his center back partner from the start. Been a lot of rotation in that position for Tormenta. Last match, Prepolita was missing with a red card suspension, so it was Callum Stretch who got the start. Stretch is now in there again, having replaced Kasanzu in the first half. And Stretch is the Puerto Rican international. If you missed our halftime trivia question, truly, what were you doing at halftime? Masters theme trivia, where Callum Stretch part of the correct answer. The two countries that are represented in the squads of both Tormenta and Portland and in the Masters field this year, Puerto Rico being one of them, England being the other, and that is not counting the United States, because that would be far too easy of an answer. But it was an Englishman in the first half, Mason Tunbridge, who is still the difference maker in this match so far with his 6th minute goal. Hearts working it up the left side. Tossed in to Punandron. To the byline with Din, and again, the cross does not beat the first Tormenta defender. Clean challenge. Southern getting the return, going down at the edge of the area. A slide from Tormenta, out for a corner. Bodies all over the pitch. Southern almost drew a foul right at the edge of the box. Still smarting, and we can see another look here. You can tell he got some contact, but I think it was Stretch who stepped in and got the ball first. Southern, a man who had quite the journey throughout his college career, starting at Iowa Western, very strong junior college program, then to St. Louis University and on to James Madison. He sends it in, Liati. Great leap on the header and put it back down into the turf, but it was blocked by the Tormenta defense. That is last off Alves. Another corner on the way for Portland as the pressure rocked it. Stern Briem, our referee, had to have a word with both teams before a Portland set piece, and we're already back in that territory again. As you see the mix-up of bodies around the penalty spot. About 4 in white and 4 in blue and magenta. Already seen one penalty kick awarded tonight. Tormenta gave away 2 in the last match. Whipped in, calling Pack out, and another header for Liotti over the bar. His 5th shot of the night, and he just has not been able to find the back of Austin Pack's net. He is in complete disbelief. What will it take for Portland to score their first league goal? There's just been a cap on the back of the net. Bobby Murphy told me that he wasn't too worried about it, the Portland head coach. He said, when the opportunities stop coming, that's when I'll be worried. And there have been no shortage of those opportunities. 7 shots in the game, 3 of them on target for Portland. A penalty kick not converted by Liotti in the first half. They've had 11 touches in Tormenta's box. Still scoreless in League One play. Only difference in this match is that their stingy defense was beaten early on in the 6th minute by Tunbridge. Tormenta have been clinging on ever since. A slight advantage in the possession statistics, about a 54 to 46% edge there for the Ibises, but really have not been in control of this game since that early goal, despite the scoreline. Juana. See the pressing triggers for Portland as they dispossess Tormenta and spin into the attacking half. Keegan playing it out wide. Here's the service, stooping header. It was headed towards goal, on frame, and forces a stop out of Austin Pack. Man coming into the season who had the best save percentage in USL League One history of any goalkeeper with at least 50 appearances. He's conceded more than he would have liked, certainly so far this season. Just 1 clean sheet in 4 matches. Conceded 9 in the league, more than any other team. As Mazzini latches on. Cabral over the top for Jimenez. Seen over the end line by Wright. Rather, that was Langlois coming back to do the defending. Wright takes the goal kick here and gets it into play for Jones-Riley. Jordan Bell urging on his team to apply a little bit of pressure. It's not needed to force Hearts into a long ball. See some subs getting ready down there. See Ollie Wright and Mikey Lopez stripping off the substitute bibs. Maybe a couple of changes coming soon for Bobby Murphy. Both teams certainly had to be smart about how they rotated their players tonight, with Open Cup resuming on Tuesday for both teams. 7 o'clock on Tuesday, Hearts will be back in Maine facing Rhode Island FC out of the USL Championship. Tormenta also up against a championship side coming in round 3. That is Charleston Battery, and they will be on the road for that one. Bit of a local derby, if you will, and a team who they've matched up 2 times with in the past 3 seasons in the Open Cup. 1 win for each side across the previous 2 matches. Belitza slides it away. Riley with the quick throw. Spread wide by Langlois. To the end line, cut across. Southern unable to serve it up for Azad Liadi. And I apologize for not mentioning it sooner, but there was a halftime switch as well for Bobby Murphy and Hearts of Pine, with Messer coming on at left back for Camacho. If you've noticed a bit more thrust up their left flank, that has certainly been a part of it. Here is Pack, and it's headed out by Messer. That halftime switch we just mentioned, and Liadi! Another shot goes begging. We'll see if he stays on the pitch through this upcoming set of substitutions that was signaled here by the referee. Doesn't look like he's getting ready to exit proceedings, and I don't think it would be wise either. As much as he has missed some of these chances, he's been creating a whole lot. He's been the main problem up top for Portland in the best and in the worst way in this match. So we'll see what Bobby Murphy goes for here. See Ollie Wright there, number 10, coming in for Hearts of Pine. Englishman. Step from Riley, flies past Alves. Buwana sneaking inside, return from Bazzini. Back to Cabral. So Evan Southern is replaced there as well. Punanjaron comes off for Ollie Wright, and then Jake Keegan off. Titus Washington on. So certainly some attacking changes for Portland, who had to drop a couple of those regular starters from the lineup. Just trying to save some minutes ahead of that Open Cup tie back in Portland, or rather in Lewiston on Tuesday. A lot of travel in between in a short space of time. Oladapo punching it away. He, of course, was another one of the main rotated players in goal, as Hunter Morse got the rest tonight. Oladapo has done quite well. Not much he could have done about Tunbridge's goal. Liadi. That was Washington coming forward. My apologies. Liadi arrived late trying to make himself an option for the cross. As Mikey has been like family, Murphy ever since. Went on to have a great pro career, made it to the USU 20 national team. Drafted into MLS, and Bobby Murphy followed him all the way. Murphy's kids are the same age as Mikey Lopez and his brother, and so they've always had a very strong connection. And then very quick to pick up the phone and invite him to this new club in Portland. He'll be required to track back and defend here as forward comes Tormenta. Ooh, a tough bounce off the turf, but Bazzini with those long legs keeping it in play. Alves has his compatriot Cabral. Back heel to Bazzini. Yaniv Bazzini flashed low. Stretch comes forward to hold the possession. Jimenez forced back. Now it's Dre as Tormenta keep it ticking. Tunbridge. Cross blocked. Walker. Great sequence from the Ibises, but the Pines stand tall. Cabral, edge of the box, Tunbridge. He's whistled for the foul, coming out as the Hearts able to weather the storm. One of the best passages of team play we've seen from Tormenta since their opening goal. Certainly the best of the second half. And when this team gets in gear, it can play some of the best soccer in League One. We saw it in patches against Chattanooga Red Wolves, but far too often this season it's been balanced out by defensive mistakes, by missed chances in the final third. Tonight they've done just enough to stay in front. Riley, one of the few who wasn't rotated out of that regular group of starters tonight, and he has run his tail off. Sternbrium just making sure that Austin Pack knows that he is counting every second while Pack taps his cleats off against the post. Bit early from time wasting, if you ask me, but Tormenta would certainly cherish a full 3 points here. They were in the lead late against Red Wolves, let it slip, gave up a tying goal on a penalty kick. Just the one win in league play coming against AV Alta match week 2. A tough examination for another one of the 2025 expansion teams who had a long trip to South Georgia on that day. That's been a bit the same story in tonight's action as Bazzini going down off the field of play. He's suggesting there was a late step there from Shandon Wright. Referees not interested in making any big decisions there. Shandon Wright, son of a pro. His dad, Mauricio, was a famous Costa Rican center back who made 61 appearances for Los Ticos, including in the 2002 World Cup, played in a couple of Gold Cups as well. 5 goals on the international stage, and played in MLS first with San Jose Clash before they became the Earthquakes as we know them today. But that's where his son was born, Shandon, in San Jose, California. But he's played some of his professional career in Costa Rica before joining up with the Pines. Alves. Buana. Dre returning it to Bwana. Tunbridge has Walker on the far side. Ooh, looked for a chip and completely miscalculated the distance from goal. Now Bwana has gone down here. Last thing you want to see, away from the ball, and seemed to be some kind of non-contact injury. A player who has missed a lot of time over the past couple of years. He's being dragged off the pitch here by Mikey Lopez, who is less than impressed. Bwana is absolutely incensed. Yellow card given to Lopez. I suppose the good news here is that Bwana was able to make it back to his feet in his protests, but still favoring that hamstring. This is calmed down by Alondre. And that may in fact be his last action of the night. We do have a couple subs coming here for Tormenta that were already getting ready before Bwana went down. He will be replaced by the Argentine goal scorer, Sebastian Vivas, who led Tormenta with 9 goals in league play last season. Already got a couple to his name this year. And Mason Tunbridge will be withdrawn as well. Mixed emotions, I'm sure, among the Tormenta fans to see the goal scorer depart, but to see the return of Niall Reed-Steven after missing a couple matches with injury. Didn't get the start tonight, but fit enough to go from the bench and able to play about 20 minutes here as we gear up for the midweek Open Cup action. So get a few minutes in those legs tonight. Maybe he'll be ready to be a difference maker against Charleston Battery, because he certainly was in his first couple of league appearances. Reed-Steven with 2 goals and 1 assist in all competitions. He assisted Tunbridge, as a matter of fact, in their first game against Richmond Kickers, a 4-2 defeat here at home. Alves working his way into the corner. Keeps it in play, then off of the Hearts, and very well done from the Brazilian left back. Big high five from Aaron Walker. Knows just how valuable these extra few seconds are, and this corner kick opportunity for Tormenta. Big header from right. Taken down by Liotti. Great defensive work from Niall Reed-Steven to win it back for the home side. Walker on the overlap. Jimenez cutting through. Well done to wall him off by Mikey Lopez. Look at those 2 subs that Tormenta just brought on. One thing that they share in common, Reed-Steven and Vivas, in addition to being difference makers offensively, they will run until their legs fall off. Never shy of the defensive part of the game. It's a requirement for Ian Cameron's team. Led tonight by Jordan Bell, who's given Vivas the nod as he chases this one down. Vinberg, so excellent in the open field. Not giving the Argentine a sniff at that loose ball. Bobby Murphy told me this week that was the biggest value that Vinberg adds to this team, his ability to track down long balls, because Portland do like to press high. They do like to commit numbers to the press. And when they do, and their back line is caught high up the field, it requires those defenders to track down long balls and turn with their back towards their own goal. In those situations, he's been able to just gobble up loose balls on every occasion this season. You already see the influence as well of Ollie Wright. He's been moving his way through the midfield. But the free-flowing play stopped briefly here, so we see another change for Portland. It's Walter Varela, owner of the first goal in club history. Of course, coming in the Open Cup as they still look for their first league tally. He replaces Mickey Riley, who certainly put himself about tonight. Did the hard work to earn the penalty kick in the first half for Hearts, but Liotti unable to convert it as Pack pressured and smartly sends it out of play. But Bobby Murphy has truly put all his chips on the table here. His most trusted players, basically every position now out there in terms of those who are available tonight. He threw on Messer at halftime. Washington, Wright, Lopez. Now Varela, the second half subs. Likewise, it's Reed Steven, dueling sevens against Vinberg. Wins a throw for Tormenta deep in the attacking half, about 15 minutes left to go. Vivas! Spontaneous action inside the box. Came nearly out of nothing, and he had an opportunity there. Tormenta's number 9. Bazzini looking for Vivas. That was the connection in the Open Cup against 4OSC that supplied the winning goal. What's great about those forward players for Tormenta, Ian Cameron told me, it was the fact that they're comfortable both in the middle and on the wing. Bazzini and Vivas. Aaron Walker showing his ability to play in an unfamiliar position over the past couple games as well, forced onto the wing with Nyonjo still out. Luana, Gray dealing with injuries now. It's been a ragged performance, and one that Tormenta would be happy with if they can get 3 points over the line in any fashion from here. And in the lead since the 6th minute, and Vivas wants to make it more. A strong but fair challenge from Shandon Wright. Well done. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157, the new Sirius XM app. Vivas out to Reed Steven. Barbados international dispossessed. Prepolita asking a lot of Walker, but he did well with it. Cabral back out to his player coach. Passed off of Varela. Alon Dre in a little bit of space. Opting for the pass, gets the return. Dre. His attempt was blocked, and now the Hearts looking long. Washington all by himself in a Callum stretch and Prepelica sandwich. It's going to be 12 long minutes for those Tormenta fans. Liotti gets past Prepelica and goes down. Prepelica on a yellow. And for the second time in the last 3 matches, the Moldovan has been sent off. You could see it from the moment Liotti got past him. He's upset, but he knows, outfoxed by Azad Liotti. And if you thought 12 minutes was gonna be stressful, how about 11 with 10 men? Plus whatever stoppage time may come, Prepelica knows where he has to go. Here's another look. Not a lot of contact, but he did clip the legs of Liotti. And the mistake is less so the foul. The mistake is getting too tight and allowing Liotti past him. You have to know that if you're facing an attacking player who's got you beat for pace and there's that much open space left on the field, if you don't make that challenge and get it right, you are leaving yourself extremely vulnerable, especially already on a yellow card. Messer, goalkeeper side, Pack, follow-up, Portland! The scoreless Hearts finally broken. And it's the first league goal in Portland Hearts of Pine history. We'll see it again. The free kick from Messer, wrong footing Austin Pack. I believe the history maker is Pat Langlois. I'll have to get confirmation on that. Tough for me to see the number as they followed it in. But what a big goal for Portland. And how this sets up a dramatic finish. Tormenta down to 10 and looking to strike again. Cabral, Jimenez. Great run off the back shoulder of Jones-Riley, but Bazzini couldn't bring it in his control. It was Langlois, man on the spot. So put it in ink. The first goal in Portland Hearts of Pine in USL League One history ties this game at 1. The Australian native, his new home, but it's Bazzini freeing Reed Stephen, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. 2-1 Tormenta. An immediate response. A man down, and it's the substitute putting the Ibises in front. Give credit to Bazzini supplying the assist and drawing in multiple defenders Finberg left one-on-one, looking at his opposite number 7. All he had to do was tuck it past Oladapo, a very large man in goal, and I think it goes through his legs as well. A remarkable turn of events. Reed Stephen gets his first league goal of the season, his 3rd in all competitions. Coming off the bench in the 70th minute and converting for Tormenta. What else is in the script tonight? It all started in the 6th minute with Mason Tunbridge, who has since departed. Portland with a rotated squad. They've got all their starters back out there now here in the second half. And less than 2 minutes after tying the match, on the free kick that resulted from the red card, they've given up a goal to trail in this game once again. So much drama. Another Saturday night in League One. We're so happy that you're here with us. Maybe some folks tuning in after the Naples and Richmond match. And for a spicy finish in South Georgia. Pack, who saved a penalty in the first half, don't forget. Trying to get the ball as far up the pitch as possible for Tormenta. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to uslchampionship.com or uslleague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. I think anybody will be changing the channel away from this one. It's going to be a nervy finish for Tormenta. Reed Stephen applying the pressure again. Messer being tracked down. Look at Reed Stephen still going, still winning it, turning away deftly, and he draws in Liotti here. And Liotti, with his own defensive work, enough to win a foul. Just outstanding from the Portland forward. He's had every chance to drop his head, and now a late challenge high on his ankle. This is a serious danger area. Vivas is gonna get away with a yellow here. Tormenta could very well be down to 9. That was an incredibly dangerous tackle. And I think the referee taking a lenient view and just giving Vivas enough grace that this was accidental in nature, because, oh, that is a naughty challenge, I have to say. I think he's lucky to still be on the pitch. You know there's no intent, of course, from Vivas, but you see that kind of contact that high on the leg, and it's rare that that is not a straight red card. For now, Tormenta soldier on with 10. Another player in the book for them. Both forwards who are out there on yellow cards. Vivas tugged back by Shandon Wright. You can see Jordan Bell at the bottom of your picture making a couple of adjustments. He's the fill-in manager tonight for Ian Cameron, who is finishing up his A license. wonder what they're telling Ian out there in Wales. As there's a feisty challenge near the corner flag. Jones-Riley with one that was made to look a little bit worse, I believe, by the falling Tormenta player. Actually, it was Varela who goes in the book. We'll have to ask Ian Cameron when he gets back. Do they teach you anything about being up a man with 2 minutes to go? Sorry, down a man and up a goal with 2 minutes to go? At that point,
I don't know if he was talking to me or not.
Not as many tactics that you can really go to. Comes down to effort. The ability to draw fouls like the one just whistled against Varela. Tick off every last second of the clock, but the players know what they have to do. Lopez stabbing in, avoids the foul, does win a throw for Portland, but they're trapped in the coffin corner here. Jones hurling it as far as he can up the sideline, and Liotti unable to keep it in play. As we are approaching, unofficially, we're hearing 7 minutes of stoppage time. More than enough time for another twist in this tale between a League One OG and a 2025 newcomer. Portland Hearts of Pine still awaiting their home debut. So much anticipation building up. They finally get their first goal in the league tonight, and it's replied within a couple of minutes by Tormenta. Storming up the left side, Messer got to it, but a little bit after it crossed the end line. How much gas is left in the tank? Portland has been burning the midnight oil, a cross-country trip to Spokane. They return to Portland for a day or two of training and then right back to South Georgia. As soon as this game is over, they'll return to New England, get prepared for a Tuesday night Open Cup match against Rhode Island FC, trying to chase that one shining moment and their magical cup run that has started in nearby Lewiston. 3 home matches in the cup, but they still haven't gotten to play at Fitzpatrick Stadium. So a lot of great days ahead for these Hearts fans, and they're still holding out hope here with 6 minutes remaining. Up a man, and they can craft another chance or two. Tormenta were up 2-1 late against Red Wolves and gave up an equalizer. Trying to avoid that fate after the red card, a second yellow given to Anatolia Prepelica, center back. Starting center back Kasanzu was injured early on as well, so they are seriously down in that department. It's been Alon Dre filling in alongside Stretch and Alves and Jimenez in the back line. There will be one more switch for Tormenta here before we take the goal kick, but Austin Pack, it does look like he was flashed a yellow for delaying the restart. He got warned a few minutes ago. And the
yellow card was issued to goalkeeper Austin Pack.
Ollie Wright, stiff challenge from Reed Stephen. he has really gritted it out defensively since he came on, in addition to what looks like the game-winning goal right now. Another man who's run a strong race here, Yaniv Bazzini, going through his usual work, supplying the assist for Reed Steven as well. Another great all-around performance for the Israeli striker. And on comes the League One legend, Connor Doyle, making the 307th appearance of his professional career. Ollie Wright looking to craft up some late magic for the Hearts. Varela. Back to Wright. Cape Verdean takes over. Titus Washington flashes it just past the left post, giving Pack time to consider this goal kick. Took a few more seconds off the clock. Washington hasn't gotten many chances to get involved since he came into the game in the second half. It's been all about Azad Liadi up top tonight. He's had so many chances, missed the penalty kick in the first half, and then was given an even better opportunity maybe right after, when Pack gave it away to him right on the doorstep of the goal. And he struck the post after getting past the keeper. Cabral offering a high five to the ball boy who helped him delay the return to play there. See the frustration from Liadi as Tormenta try to toss it deep into the corner. Out of taking it away. And Cabral with a nutmeg. Liadi nips in. Did win the ball though. Great hold up here from Washington. Varela taken down by Alves. Portland will have to move quickly. We're under 90 seconds. Left in the 7 minutes that we've awarded of stoppage time. Langlois, goal scorer, finds Messer. Wright's pass was loose. The mark of a man who hasn't found his feet since he came on in the second half. Tired legs of Portland as Tormenta tries to see this one over the line. Washington closed down by Cabral, and a double fist pump from the Brazilian. That may indeed be the last chance for Portland as the heads start to drop. You have to give credit to Tormenta for the way that they have battled through the adversity tonight. They may have been traveling a bit less than Portland, but certainly short a number of bodies. Dealing with injuries throughout the match, a red card to Prepelica. They finally get Reed Steven back, and what a difference that made. There's the final whistle from Statesboro. Reed Steven is the hero. The second half sub coming in and making it shake for Tormenta just minutes after They had given away a red card and the first goal in League One history scored by Portland's Pat Langlois. He snuck in behind and tucked it past Oladapo to make the score 2-1. What a performance from Reed Steven off the bench. He did so much defensive work after that as well to help Tormenta see it out. Down a man, and they fight for the full 3 points. But it wouldn't have been possible without Austin Pack, the Georgia native who supplied tonight's save of the match on the Liotti penalty presented by Vision Source. So good, we gotta see it twice. Diving right and keeping that left leg out there just long enough for Liotti, who tried to beat him down the middle. It wasn't the last chance that Liotti would miss, and he will probably be the man more than anybody, Liotti, who thinks about this game long into the night. Chances missed for Portland, but a big 3 points for Tormenta, their second win of the League One campaign, moving up to 7 points from 5 games this season. Portland still seeking their first League One win as we sign off on Saturday night from Statesboro. My name is Parker Johnson, and we will wrap things up right after this with South Georgia Tormenta taking the 2-1 victory.
Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System, we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
I need to try it first.
Thanks for sticking with us here for Tormenta as the celebrations begin for Jordan Bell, getting his first win as a pro head coach, stepping in for Ian Cameron tonight and leading his team to victory. Here is how it all happened from Tormenta Stadium in Statesboro. Stats from tonight. By the end of this one, I'll tell you what, Portland Hearts of Pine, unlucky to not get more out of this game. 13 shots, 6 on target. They evened out the possession. More corners as well. 9 yellow cards dished out in this one, including those 2 to Prepelica, who will have to miss the next match. Your final XG, Portland with 2.64, Tormenta just 0.67, but they get the 2-1 win. So Portland still seeking their first League One win. A big 3 points for Tormenta in the meeting for the first time ever between South Georgia Tormenta and Portland Hearts of Pine. I want to give a huge thank you to our awesome production staff here at Tormenta Stadium. For everybody else in our wonderful crew, my name is Parker Johnson, signing off for League One on ESPN+. South Georgia Tormenta 2, Portland Hearts of Pine 1. See you next week, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.